There are two issues that you mentioned that are linked. Support for the post office, which desperately needs support, but also mail-in voting. The president is tweeting today, kind of rage tweeting about the possibility of mail-in voting. And as I've said before in this program, the one thing that I share with the president is that we both vote by mail. You are a representative from a state where all of the voters of California are going to get ballots in the mail that they can use. What is it that your legislation does to help allow mail-in voting, and what does it also do at the same time to support the post office?
Fine, thank you for that. First of all, we're now calling it voting at home because that's really what it's all about, enabling people to vote at home. And in the legislation, we have additional funds, $3.6 billion, which is what is necessary for us to conduct an election, which follows some of our encouragements. That is that every voter would receive an absentee ballot, that there would be same-day registration, that for those who need to vote on Election Day, whether it's disabilities or concern about their ballot, et cetera, that there would be safe opportunities for them to do so well in advance of Election Day, but in adequate locations that are safe. This becomes a health issue. This becomes a health issue, as we saw in Wisconsin. Standing in those lines for that amount of time, going to places that are enclosed, is dangerous to your health. And again, vote by mail is more democratic. It gives people more options. It removes obstacles and barriers to voting, which is what we want to do, voting at home. Essential to it is a lively, thriving postal system. It's interesting to note that what we have in the bill for the postal system is what has been recommended by the bipartisan Board of Governors of the U.S. Postal Service, all of them appointed by President Trump. All of them, and they unanimously agree that we must have a $25 billion infusion of appropriation for the Postal Service, that we must have some loans that are unrestricted in terms of conditions put on them. They even ask for more than we have in the bill. We're going to save that for another piece of legislation. But right now, what we're acting upon is the recommendation of the bipartisan Trump-appointed Postal Service. And that is, as I have mentioned, over 1 billion people last year, more like 1.2 billion people, 1.2 billion packages of medicine have gone through the mail. 90% of the medicine needed by our veterans comes to them through the mail. So this is a health issue in addition to a convenience issue for the American people in terms of shelter in place and ordering whatever they order through the mail as a convenience to them. So this is one of our hills of Rome that we will fight and win, and it is about, again, the good health of the American people, both receiving their medicines, but also not exposing themselves to injury.